What's up, comic book fans? We're going to get into this real quick. I got a quick report for you guys. Wanted to see what the market was doing the past couple weeks. I did not do a report last week. I did get on the video game stuff, but it seems like people aren't really digging that as much. But we'll see what's going on this past couple weeks. But I do appreciate everyone watching this show. I'm going to do a quick show right here for you guys. But if you guys could all hit that like button, subscribe, do all that crazy social media stuff, that'd be great. And yeah, we got, I think, 9 comic books today for y'all, but I'll get right into it. And I thank everyone for watching the show. First book I have, War of the Realms, Agents of Atlas, the Miko Suyan variant. Beautiful cover. One of the first books that got me back into the hobby. There's rumors of Wave coming to the small screen, that new Spider-Man flick coming out, or show. It's coming out this week. From the looks of it, looks like this book was a limited edition from a comic book store called Odyssey in Manila, the Philippines. And Miko Suyan is probably the hottest Filipino artist out there, so it's a perfect kind of combination. Yeah, $350 for 9.8. Trade dress went for about $1,000 back in the day. I think this book is going to have a long-term staying power just because it's beautiful. It, you know, if you're a Filipino collector, whether you're American Filipino or a domestic Filipino, you're going to want this book. It's from an exclusive comic book store in the Philippines, which I think is really cool. There's 1,000 copies of the Virgin and about 2,000 of this guy, which I actually prefer a little more just with the trade dress there. Next up, G.I. Joe 212, the second print. This is a super low run book, and I think a beautiful cover of Snake Eyes. From what my research showed, there's about 7,000 of the first print of this book. So this second print is probably about half, I would assume, or less than 7,000. $45 for a near mint copy of the past 2 weeks. I found this in Dollar Bin book. This was my Dollar Bin find of the week a couple weeks ago. But yeah, these G.I. Joe, IDW, Larry Hama, later printings are really going for good money. And I can't find any of these books anywhere. So God of War, the DC version, #1. We all know this is coming to the big screen. I'm just not sure when. $20 for a near mint copy and $100 for 9.8 this past couple weeks. I personally want to buy this just because I'm not a God of War fan, but I think it's a great cover. I think it's a great property. If you are speccing, I don't think $100 for 9.8 is a bad idea. I probably wouldn't go for a $20 near mint, hoping for a 9.8 just because of the turnaround times of CGC, CBCS, PSA, whatever. But I think if you are speccing, it's not a bad try. But you are risking a little bit here. I don't know when the show's going to come about. And, I mean, they haven't even announced casting from what I've read. But, yeah, that's the market for this book in particular. Oh, man. We got a couple snoozers here coming up. Amazing Fantasy #7. I thought all these Amazing Fantasy covers were great. And I think looking back, these smaller print or smaller miniseries that popped during the pandemic, there's like that one book out of all of them that is the one to hold on to. In this particular one, it's Amazing Fantasy 15, and that's arguable enough. The cool thing about this series was there's a lot of newsstands out there that you could try and get. But the reason this book popped, Carmilla Black's first appearance, she's not doing a damn thing. It's $10 eBay, which congratulations to someone who hopefully bought that for $1 or maybe it's just selling off their collection. But this is Dollar Bin back again, man. But the cover is really great. I didn't read this issue. I never tried to dig for this because I just never believed in it. But yeah, it's just a great memory from 3 years ago. And to follow that up, Amazing Fantasy #10, first appearance of Nina Price, the niece of Werewolf by Night. Again, amazing cover. I thought these short stories were really cool. I don't know. If you're speccing on, B-level character co-stars, you might as well just go for Werewolf by Night. Just go after the cool covers. It's a $10 book all day. If that, again, it kind of falls back into that Dollar Bin fodder. But like, if anything, like these covers are great. And it kind of reminds you of a time when you could flip Dollar Bin books for $25, $30. We're about halfway into the show. I just want to thank everyone for their support. Hit that like button for me, subscribe, tell all your friends, and I'll keep these going in the future. More fun stuff. Monsters #1, the Infinity Gauntlet homage. Say what you say about Mark Spears. I mean, he's the hottest artist out right now, whether that be because of this Kickstarter, just general, I don't know. It's pretty interesting how like his fandom has really increased, and congrats to him for getting your money and and getting it. So this last homage sold for $100. I don't know if this is part of the Kickstarter. I think it was, but shout out to, I think I saw this on Mr. Lawn Short's video. He had posted a couple, and if you guys aren't following Mr. Lawn Short on Instagram, give him a follow. But I think he posted either this or like a month. There's so many monsters covers I can't keep up, but he's on this, and yeah, this stuff's crazy hot right now. I don't know how long the Mark Brooks fandom is going to last, but I think if you bought the Kickstarter, keep the one that you like and sell everything else. I just don't know what'll feel this going, in the future, but I could be totally wrong. I don't know. I'm not a huge Mark Spears fan, but I loved the story, and unfortunately, I just can't justify paying above cover price for number 2. But I read the first book and I thought it was great. So, I don't think the story gets enough pub, and the interior art is actually really good as well that the covers get. So if you have a copy, read it. That's what comic books are for. Cyberpunk 2077. You guys know I'm very bullish on this series. I don't know. It's so random. I played the game. I thought it was really fun. The story was really interesting. It's kind of confusing. You kind of go back in time, kind of go back into the present. Keanu Reeves is kind of in your anyway, play the game. But $40 for this whole set, which I thought was very strong. The first issue can go for as much as 10, and that's the one to get. But I don't mind having this in a set and just keeping it together and maybe selling it off in lots so you can find them and piece them together. I'm sure the 4th issue of this miniseries is pretty low print, but the first issue is the one to get, everybody wants. And what's funny is I don't even remember seeing that helmet in the game, but probably was. Just kind of my, it's always fun to go. The one thing I miss about comic book collecting nowadays is like just going in and finding like cool covers. And if you like cool covers and you like Metal Sonic, I think this one's a pretty cool one to have. I'm not touting this to like, this is going to be like an $80 book one day, but I think there's a Canadian newsstand of this book. $4.74 for a near mint copy. I bet a 9.8 is super tough to get just because of the black cover and it being Archie Comics book. But I think this is a beautiful cover. And if you can't get the first appearance or first cover of Metal Sonic, this is a nice one to get instead. And then last but not least, Static 45. This is a beast. It's sold for $99. This particular version. So congrats to the seller there. I don't think this is a 9.8 candidate, but I did see a 9.8 go for about $500, which I thought was a huge discount. I feel like Static is, it's one of those like collectors and, just lovers of the property. I always felt like he was Miles before Miles came out. There's a cartoon series of him. If you haven't watched it, it's pretty good. But Stack's always going to be one of those weird characters that people are going to hope that one day he'll get to the big screen, and he may never get there just because of licensing. And unfortunately, I don't know. But this is a great cover by Morbius. So it has a little bit of like real world nostalgia. And it's the last issue. Very sought after. I have one myself, and I'm keeping it in my PC. So that's your market report for the day. Hope you guys all have a great week. End of January. We're almost to February, which is crazy, 2025. And we'll see you next time. Have a good day.